What would you do if you had an extra $20,000 in your bank account right now? Leave it there. I know how this story goes. Sorry, sir. I am from the IRS. That payment was a mistake. Can you wire it back to me? I promise that $20,000 will totally not bounce in 2 days. The IRS is now also taking Best Buy and Target cards. Whichever is closest to you, just send me the codes, please.
Sir, why are you redeeming?
Call center scams. A tale as old as time.
Fucking waiting.
Homie, I recommend you do that even if you don't get the $20,000. Nobody told the homie that the oxygen is only for the rich.
Put it all on red.
So what would you do with $40,000?
The optimism is strong with this one. If being naked was the norm, what would be the worst job? Stripper? Who's even coming to watch? You have an awfully high opinion of people, don't you?
Would it be an inverse? Would people pay to watch you put clothing on?
I'm pretty sure that is already a category on Twitch.
A line cook. Imagine cooking bacon on a skillet with no apron or shirt.
Existential dread engaged. What was a fact taught you to in school that ended up disproven during your lifetime?
Are you intentionally trying to get my generation riled up about Pluto again? Lol.
It was my favorite planet too. Rip my sweet, darling space rock. Food pyramid. Most foods aren't even shaped that way. What I'm hearing is that all food that is shaped like a pyramid was made by the extraterrestrials. What's definitely getting out of hand?
Jobs asking for 5 years of experience being listed as entry level.
Too real.
My favorite one is that I saw somewhere on Reddit was a programmer job asking for 10 years of experience in a programming language that wasn't even around 10 years ago.
2012. Just learn to code, bro. 2021. Just learn to weld, bro. 2023. Just learn to time travel, bro. What is your most expensive mistake? Not buying a house when I was in 3rd grade.
Same. I saved my money for Ninja Turtles and Transformers. I should have been looking at the big picture.
Look at the bright side. You'll probably never be forced to mortgage those Ninja Turtles and Transformers. What's the worst reply to, "Will you marry me?" I'm sorry, who are you?
And how did you get in my house?
That's the spirit. Small things like the law should never get in the way of your love.
My wife said, fine. True story. Just celebrated our 18th hour anniversary last week. Edit. Forgot to mention the first time I asked. She said nope.
Who said persistence doesn't pay off? Reluctant acceptance is still acceptance. You celebrated being married for 18 hours? Man, you must not have high hopes. Congrats, by the way. 18 hours or 18 years? Which one has the bigger celebration?
First of all, a family reunion is not a place to bring this up to your system.
That sounds like a geography conditional statement. Could somebody please turn up the Guns N' Roses?
Nah. But is your mom seeing anyone?
At least they don't want to be part of the family. Going from potential spouse to potential parent. Such a wholesome story. Hey iPhone users, what are the main reasons why y'all don't really switch over to Android? Apple's ecosystem. I'm being indoctrinated.
AKA, I don't want to rebuy everything I use.
Loss of a financial freedom is indeed a sign of a cult-like behavior. Does this apple represent the fruit of the tree of knowledge? Is there something apple users know the rest of us don't? What is something people don't understand until they experience it themselves?
War.
Oof, heavy start. It doesn't matter how much footage you watch, it's entirely different when you can smell it and sleep in it. Sounds a lot like a family barbecue down the lake with less drama and potentially more weaponry. Poverty comes to mind. At least you have something in common with ever-growing percentage of the world's population. Silver linings.
Tinnitus? What? Been suffering for this 15 years. I don't even remember what challenge sounds like.
I do. It's Wait, tinnitus sounds like a classroom full of 5-year-olds. The more you know. What's your boldest prediction for the world in the next 20 years? Mad Max Fury Road. Awesome documentary. If it means I get strapped to a giant mobile speaker rack and forced to play guitar/flamethrower, how could I ever refuse?
Terminator takes place in 2029. Just saying.
I'm starting to see a pattern here. Other movies are the modern-day version of The Oracle. Ever seen the movie Idiocracy?
God, no, please, no. No!
Guys of Reddit, what's your type? 0+. Some guys like blondies, some guys like brunettes. I don't see how this is any different. Pharaohs swap witches that haunt my dreams and send me increasingly disturbing visions until I crawl back begging for mercy. That's an oddly specific preference you have there, friend. No judgment.
I don't know how you know my mother-in-law, but I appreciate you keeping her information off of Reddit. Thanks in advance.
Damn, the first guy could learn a thing or two about courage from this guy. I don't know whether to pity or envy him. Times New Roman! You're not very adventurous, don't you? Woman with a pulse.
Here we go again with unrealistic standards imposed on women.
We wouldn't want all the beauties in the graveyard to feel left out now, would we?